Alright, this video is all about simplifying problems. So, the most common problems that you'll be asked to simplify are order of operations. Remember, order of operations, parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division go in order from left to right. Addition and subtraction go in order from left to right. So, in this case, we've got parentheses. We've got two sets of parentheses even. So, we're starting on the innermost parentheses, not this set, but this set. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 squared is then 4. So I did a couple of steps there without really showing my work, but I think you guys are able to handle that at this point. Okay, parentheses is still my order of operations that I'm on, so I'm still working within these parentheses. Within this set of parentheses now is this multiplication and division in order from left to right. So in this case, division comes first. 6 divided by 2, 3. 3 times 3, 9. So now I know that this is 9 plus 4. Now, I know a lot of you would go ahead and write 13 in there. I'm going to keep it. Okay, still working with these parentheses, so now I'm going to write 8 minus 2, 13 plus 5. Now, I've done the parentheses. There's nothing more inside parentheses to be done. So now you've got to ask yourself what comes next. My options are subtraction, multiplication, or addition. Don't forget that that's multiplication in between there, even though it's not written. So I need to do the 8 and the 2 times 13. 2 times 13 is 26. Now a lot of us are having troubles here in that, is it a negative 2 times 13? Or is it a 2 times 13 and then you subtract it? It doesn't really matter. Here's my word of caution. If it's 8 minus 2 multiplied by a negative, you have to recognize that there are two negative signs that are being applied to one another. It's your choice whether you want to think of this as a 2 multiplied by a negative 13, or if you want to think of this as a negative 2 multiplied by a negative 13. If you multiply a negative 2, I would suggest putting a little plus sign in between so you don't accidentally make that into 8 times something. Same thing in the problem that we're working on. If I want to multiply by a negative 2, I would change this sign to a plus and write a little negative sign up there. That means it's 8 plus a negative 26, which you can write as 8 minus 26, it doesn't matter, plus the 5. Since I have just addition left, I go in order from left to right. 8 plus a negative 26 is a negative 18. And then negative 18 plus 5 is a negative 13. Okay, here is another order of operations. Now this one's a little different in that the very beginning has these set of parentheses, whereas my problem before did not. Did not have parentheses around there. But now we do, so now that's part of something that we have to do first. So this is a set of parentheses, and this is a set of parentheses. On the outside, 4 minus 2 is 2. Inside here, we've got to deal with these exponents first. So I have 16 minus 2 to the 4th, which is 16, divided by 2 squared, which is 4, is 5, minus 4. Now, don't make the mistake of doing 16 minus 16 first. Doesn't work that way. First, I should do the 16 divided by 4. That's what's inside my parentheses, and that's what comes next with order of operations. So, I've got a 2 on the outside. I'm going to drop that set of parentheses because there's nothing left to be done. On the inside, it's going to become 16 minus 4 plus 5 minus 4. On the inside, I'm still simplifying these parentheses. So this set of parentheses now becomes 16 minus 12. 12 plus 5, which is 17. Oops. So pretend 7. So now I have to multiply by 17, which is 34. 34 minus 4, so my simplified answer is 30. Moving on, I could also give you problems that involve variables. Now, in this case, when I'm multiplying and dividing and adding and subtracting with variables, I'm looking to combine like terms. Don't forget that an x and an x squared are not like terms. A 3 and a 4x are not like terms. X's go with x's. X squareds go with x squareds. And good old numbers go with just plain numbers. So those are all good. Okay. Within this problem, I need to start inside the parentheses. Is there anything to be done here? No, they're not like terms. Inside over here, there is some work to be done. I can distribute the 2. So now I have 2x plus 4 minus 3, x plus 2x squared plus 10. Now, inside these parentheses, is there anything more to be done? No, none of those are like terms. Since none of these are like terms, I know that my parentheses are done. My exponents. Just because I have a 2 right here does not mean that the coefficients, that means that 2, it does not get squared. So be very careful in that. It does not square the coefficient out in front. It only squares the x. Okay? So I don't have any exponents to be done. So now I go on to multiplication and division, which means the 2x is being multiplied by x, and the 4 is being multiplied by 2x. Now, 2x multiplied by x times x is x squared. Be careful there. 2x squared plus 8x. I'm going to go ahead and distribute this 3 while I'm at it, so it becomes a minus 3x, a minus 6x squared, and a minus 30. Now I'm looking for like terms. I see an x squared and an x squared, which gives me a negative 4x squared. I see a positive 8x and a negative 3x, gives me a positive 5x. And last but certainly not least is this negative 30. It doesn't have any like terms, so it's just minus 30. That's as simple as it gets when I'm looking at like terms. Okay, let's try another one with variables. Here's another one, even though it's a little simpler, it'll give you good practice. So now I'm looking inside this set of parentheses, no like terms. So I look out to this set, in which case I'm distributing a negative 1. Now within these parentheses, are there any like terms? Yes. So I now have 3 minus a negative 2x minus 2. Now within my parentheses, there are no more like terms. That means I'm done with parentheses. There are no exponents. Next up is multiplication and division. This negative 1 and visible negative 1 is being distributed. So I've got 3 plus a 2x. And a negative 1 times a negative 2 gives me a plus 2. Add or subtract is next. My only like terms are the numbers, the 3 and the 2. So I'm going to write 2x plus 5. order doesn't matter because we know addition is commutative, so you can write 5 plus 2x. That's just fine. Okay, the last type of simplifying problem that I could give you would be giving you in words some problem to solve. So for example, here I need the sum to be multiplied by something else. The sum multiplied by the sum. So that means you have something here times something here. Now, do I need the parentheses around this? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I need the parentheses because it's multiplying the sum. That means you have to add it together first, and that answer, whatever you get after you multiply, or I'm sorry, after you add, is what's going to be multiplied. In order to add, I need a common denominator. In this case, I'm going to choose 18, which means negative 10, plus, this is really 19 over 6. When I make a common denominator of 18, I have to multiply by 3. So that will be 57. Common denominator over here, I'm going to choose 40. Okay, put them together. So I get a negative 47 over 18 multiplied by a 37 over 40. Unfortunately, I didn't think this one out too well, and I don't have anything that reduces. So I would actually have to multiply 47 by 37, and then I'd have to multiply 18 by 40, and I'd come up with my answer. And I wouldn't make anything that difficult because that's just silly.